Canto. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. Today we are going to do a crochet catch-up, just to kind of talk to you about what I've been working on, what hasn't been worked on, maybe something that I finished, maybe something else that I started. We'll see. Okay, so I do have a couple of things with me, but most things that I have are pictures. Because I am, as you can see, in my yarn library, in my one of two libraries that I have. So I have this is my yarn space, but then I also have, I call it a library. Literally, it's just like 4 bookshelves that I have literally right outside my door, and it's just another little space where I have some chairs to read in. And so it's not like a big separate area or anything. I have hair in my glasses. Okay. So, what have I been up to? Well, a lot and nothing all at the same time, if that makes sense. So I did a few rows on my cardigan, my candy tufts cardigan, not, because it's a small yarn, probably not even an inch. I did several rows, but not even like an inch. So I'm still working on it. I needed something with a little bit more immediate gratification because I was getting bored. I was getting real bored. So I have put that in timeout for a little bit. I have not done anything else on the Wavy Waffle Stitch blanket still. I do plan on working on that, but I did get it out to work on it the other day, last weekend. So today, that I'm filming this is Sunday, and September 1st, 2024. Tomorrow is Labor Day, so when you see this, it'll be Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. For those that celebrate in America, and Canada, I believe, also has Labor Day on Monday. I could be wrong, but blanket, waffle blanket, that's what I was talking about. I took it out to work on it, and I put it on my lap, and I was like, I can't, it's too thick. So if you've never seen the Wavy Waffle Stitch blanket, it is a pattern and tutorial by Fiber Spider. And I saw it, Jaxie at Creations by Jax put a community tab post up, and she was just like, check out this blanket, and she did it in like a cream or a white. It was so pretty, and I was like, oh my god, I have to make that, but I don't want to make it in white because I was going to make it for my daughter. So I chose to hold 3 strands of yarn together and do it that way. So I was holding 3 strands of Care and Kindness, which is a discontinued yarn, together to make it. Tomato, Sunshine, and I don't remember what the other one is. Sunflower? I don't remember. It's a yellow, a red, and like a bluish greenish color, but a light color. So anyway, it works up really beautifully, and you can still, even though there's 3 strands of yarn, you can definitely still see the pattern. And I was crocheting along, and then one day, I don't know why this didn't register with me any other day that I had been doing it, but one day I was like, alright, I was folding it to try to put it back in the bag, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. The top was so much wider than the bottom, and I was like, I screwed up. So I had to undo it all, but because I've been holding 3 strands of yarn together, I now have this massive yarn ball. Massive yarn ball, and this big thick blanket, because I mean, I didn't have to go back too far, but about half of what I had already done. And with 3 strands of yarn, that's a lot of yarn. So I set it down because I was frustrated, and then I left for the summer, so I haven't picked it back up. But I did try. I am gonna have to wait until it cools off because I can't run my air conditioner all the time, and it gets hot in here. And now that I'm back at school, I definitely don't have all day to sit and crochet, or part of the day to do the things that I need to do at home and then spend the rest of the day crocheting. So my weekends are kind of split in that way. So I don't have anything really to show you on those 2 projects, and I'm sorry for that. I know I don't have to apologize, but I am not typically one that has a lot of WIPs, and now I have 3. I have 3. And they're not, none of them are small WIPs. Not a one. So, so the cardigan is one, the Wavy Waffle Stitch blanket is another, and I'm going to talk to you about the third one in a moment because I do have pictures of that one. But I took a break because, 1, I needed something, like I said, that was going to be a little bit more instantaneous. And 2, I owe someone something. So I had my podiversary in June, right before I left. And everything has been mailed out / sent. That was on my part. So everything that I had promised, everything that I had said I would send is sent out, with the exception of one thing. Because I had to make it. And I was not going to make it until I got back. So I checked in with the winner, Cheryl, and said, you know, just to double check, is this still the one that you want? Yada, yada, yada. So if you don't know, I did a giveaway of a make. So I said I would make something out of a specific book and send it to someone, the winner. And Cheryl won, and she chose she gave me her option. So I was working on that, and I finished it. So I had asked her if she wanted me to, like, show progress. And I mean, I can show progress. I took pictures of the progress, but I really, really, really needed something that was just done. I needed that. So I finished it, and I did label my library on this book recently. So I'd recorded it before I left, but I just now put it out. And it's fitting because I made one of those. So this is the Bellflower Gnome, and it is from the Amigurumi Gnomes book. So the only thing that I'm not super happy with, I have to put some stiffener on the bee, the little antenna, but I'm worried about doing that before I send it off because I don't want it to get too messed up in the mail. And then the bee is not staying on real straight. So I think what I might do is, I have some like fabric glue. I might just actually glue the bee on there, like, so that it stays. And then go from there. But it's super cute. It's got its little wings. And but the thing that I like, and I'm not a big fan of gnomes at all. I'm really not. But the book was cute, and I like, more than the gnomes, more than these, they have the little guys, the little ones. If you saw the book, if you didn't, definitely go take a look. I'll put the link to my book look and my label my library in the description box below, if you want to check those out. I also have a book look playlist and a label my library playlist that you can go search for that. But they're the little tiny partners that go with these. I really like those. I think they're super cute, and that's why I bought the book more than the gnomes. But you don't have to brush the beard, so it's just a crocheted piece, and all of this is all one. Like, you just do back loops, and then you crochet into those back loops to add pieces. So it is super. I have to spray those antennas. Look so sad. They look so sad. But it does stand by itself. Oh, those antennas. So yeah, I'm happy with it. And this does count as part of my Stash Down 2024 because I used an entire ball of green yarn. I have the little small, do I have them here? Sorry, they're right here. So I bought Hobby Lobby, it was a box a long time ago. When I was still living in the States, it was these little minis, right? I love this cotton. So the green is one of those, as is the beige, and part of the yellow. But I already used some of the yellow and something else. But the black and the white are not, they're cotton. It's all cotton, but the black, white, and blue are not these tiny little things. But these are 25 grams and 45 yards each. So I used all of a green. The blue is a sugar wheel cotton, also Hobby Lobby. The white is a cream cotton, and the black is a cream cotton. Both were scraps, so I still have part of it. But I use a significant amount. This was a brand new, well, never used. Let me say that one, brand new. Sugar Wheel Cotton, because I only had one in this color. I have some in like a more turquoisey blue, but I only had one in this color. I want to say this was Cascade. The bag is upstairs. And I don't crochet down here. I want to, but this chair is super uncomfortable to crochet in, and I have to wheel it in and out when I need it because I have another space that I actually use this chair in. So I'm gonna set you down, little guy. So I have to get that in the mail just to finish that. That's my FO right now. It's the one. But I have to get another chair, a more comfortable chair for this space, and so I don't crochet down here. So the bags of things that I have that I've been working on are upstairs. I have one in my room and the other two are in the living room. So I can crochet on different things at different times. Yeah, so I don't have it to show you, so I don't remember the exact colorway. I know the green was called Leaf. I know that. I don't remember what the beige was called. I don't remember what the yellow was called. I'm sorry, but they were the little tiny ones. So they still have those at Hobby Lobby. You can get the little tiny bonbon ones, and I love those for amigurumi. Like if I need to add, sorry, my slipper is coming off. If I need to add a touch of something, or like I made the whole top of the hat and the big brim out of that green, and that was perfect, right? It was just enough for what I needed it, and it's not a big skein of cotton that I'm like, oh, if I use just a little bit of it, then I'm not gonna have enough for something else. I mean, I don't feel bad that it's used, right? If I could, and I had space for it, I would buy like 4 of those little things, because just the cotton ones. The acrylic ones are nice, but I typically do amigurumi out of cotton. That's what I prefer. So it tends to stand up better, in my opinion, and I can get the stitches a little tighter so it doesn't look so holey to me. And that's a personal opinion. Some people will say no cotton on amigurumi, absolutely not. And some people are like me and they love it. Some people don't care either way. But it is all cotton for me on that one. There have been times when I've used acrylic, but I haven't really been a fan of it. I don't like the way it looks. But again, personal opinion. So then my other project that I've been working on, I started, I did talk about this project before, so I said that I would start it when I got back. I showed you guys the yarn that I was using for the project, but it is the Fairy Dust blanket by Rosinacrochet or Rosina Plain. I did buy the pattern finally, and I've started on it. So I have, this is the, okay, let me backtrack. Rewind. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I did not plan on making this blanket. For those of you that don't know this story, but my daughter was watching a video. She sits with me often, and I was watching one of Sam at Memphis Makes videos, and she was talking about this blanket, and she was showing it, and my daughter was like, "Mommy, can you make that for me?" And I was like, "Honey, I don't know if I have that much, like, I know that I don't have that quantity of yarn in two solid colors, or two, enough." So I was like, let me see what I have. So I have been trying, and I don't have enough in one or two solid colors to make that blanket, or even a variegated or anything. I don't have enough to do that. And I don't really want to buy yarn for the blanket. So I decided, as I showed, I was going to use the Huga Charm and the Hayfield Spirit Decay to do different bands. So each section was going to be a different band. Only problem is, for the Hayfield Spirit, the one that my daughter wants for the fairies, I didn't have enough. So I had to order more of that, which means I bought yarn anyway. And then that big section for the fairies is really, really large, and I didn't have enough of even a solid color to do that. So the lovely Kay, she does not have a channel, but she is a subscriber. She is sending me some of the Huga Charm in black and the silver colorways so that I can do that section, and then someone else is going to see what they have and get back to me with some pictures to see if they're the colorways that I need. So it's super great, and I love it. But I was going to get ready to get started because Amanda at Obsessive Crochet Lady and I are doing the blanket kind of together. We're not doing it as like a crochet-along, but we helped each other pick colors and all this and that. So we're trying to work on it together. And then after I get back, right, Sam does another video where she's talking about the blanket, and she shows a part that's not in the pattern per se, but it's like, you can add this if you want to. It's like how you practice the gauge swatch to make sure you're doing everything correctly. And my daughter was like, "Mom, can you add that to the blanket when you start it?" So that meant I had one ball of Huga Charm that was just a single ball. It was Comet. It was a red colorway. And then I needed to find something else to go with it. And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I can do that." So I've started that, just because when I show it to you, you're going to be like, "That's not part of it." Well, it is, but so I have done the sparkly part. There we go. So I did that part, And then I have also finished the fallen leaves part. So I am using the Hayfield Spirit Decay for the different parts, the picture part. And I really love how, especially with the leaves, it showed up as different colors because it truly looks like the leaves are changing color. So that is really pretty to me. And I think it's gonna look great. But so I've done that first part was 23 rows and the leaves were 13 rows. So 36 rows so far, and 23 of those rows did not need to be added. But so there's 23 rows of that plus I guess I'm going to be doing it at the other end too, so 23 more rows, the top of the blanket, and then the border and such. So that's the other whip that I've been working on as far as yarn is concerned. Oh yeah, so I can show you. So this was the progress of the gnome, right? I had started when I started the hat, and then I was getting to the body. And then I don't have any pictures after that because I finished it. However, that's not all that I've been doing. So in Stash Down 2024, which is done by Queen's Crafts by Bridget, she says it doesn't have to just be yarn. It can be any crafting stuff that you have in your stash. And this cannot be a part of that because it was sent to me this year in my Happy Mail Advent. But I have been doing other things as well. So one of the things that I was actually sent 2 of, and I did show you guys before, it was a geode wind chime kit, so out of clay. So my daughter and I sat down to do that. So this was mine before. So you had to bake the clay after you made all the pieces. So this was mine. Can I make it? No, it's not going to get any bigger. Okay. That was mine before I put it in the oven. And then this was my daughter's. So then we finished them. This is my finished one. I made my beads a little bit smaller. So I actually have beads on the 2 ends here and the bottom, and then I have extra beads on top of all of my geodes as well. And then my daughter's her beads, because I did mine, like I started and we were working together, but I was going a little bit faster than her and I was able to get through the directions. And then once I finished mine, I was like, oh, I probably should have done it like that because the directions said to do it like that. So did hers exactly like the directions, and mine is not exactly like the directions. So she doesn't have all the extra beads, and then all the beads on the top of the geode. She doesn't have those either. So she decided to give hers to her teacher from last year, and a really good friend of mine. And then I still have mine. I do not like wind chimes, especially the metal ones. High-pitched noises really hurt my ears. It's like really, really painful for me. It's right up there with like whistling and like I can't listen to like opera. I've tried. Can't do it. I want to because it sounds so amazing. And then when the lady starts singing, I'm like, nope, I can't listen to this. It hurts. Like, it is so painful to my ears. Like, I want to cry. And not in a beautiful way. I want to cry in a painful way. So we did that. And then we also, some of you may not have been here for this either. Another thing as part of the Happy Mail Advent this year, because we're doing kits, like crafting kits. I was sent in one of my recent ones diamond painting sun catchers. So we started them. There's 2 of them. But you have to do both sides. You have to do both sides. Now I'm blurry. Oh well, it'll fix itself, or it won't. And my daughter had to take 4 breaks just to do the one that she was doing. And I don't care about the breaks, but it's hard to keep her attention. She's just going back and forth and back and forth. So I tried to get her to help me with one because I was doing she wanted to do the hummingbird, and I was like, that's a lot of colors, but okay. I was trying to get her to do the flower because it was just like the 3 colors. And then the big gem in the middle. She wasn't having it. So I was like, alright. And then we did end up switching. But then I was like, okay, well, we're done for now. And then she turned it over and she was like, Mom. And she was like, Mom. And I was like, what? And I turned around and all the little things were on the back side too. And I was like, okay, I'm not doing that right now. Like, I'm already done. I'm already done. I don't want to do it anymore. So, needless to say, diamond painting is not my favorite thing. I tried it. I can definitely see my daughter did enjoy it. She definitely enjoyed it. She's like, this is fun. I like this. I like, the repetitive motion of all of that, which is cool. But it only comes with 1 tray and 1 little pen. And she got for her birthday some diamond painting keychains. So I got the other tray from that and the other pen, so we're both able to do one at the same time. But I am not a fan. But we're gonna finish them. We're gonna do them because they'll definitely make great gifts for people. I know they're gonna be beautiful once you put them in the window somewhere. I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to deal with it. I mean, if I could have them all laid out and just my brain wants to say, okay, we have A, let's dump A out, open them, and put A on all of it. We can't do that because you have to do both sides. So I was like, okay, that's not going to work. But so then you got to put them all back because they're so lightly colored that you can't tell the difference in some of them. So I can't put multiple colors in a tray because you can't tell the difference for some of them. So I'm like, all right, never mind then. So you have to put it back in the bag, and take it out, it's too much. That's when she started needing breaks because I was like, okay, we have to change color, we have to do this, we have to do that. And then she'd get bored. And then she'd go do something else. And then she started digging into something else because she wants to start another activity. And I'm like, we can't start another activity, you have to finish this activity. But that's what happens when your child has as much energy as the Energizer Bunny. And all I want to do is sit out. But it's okay. So, we're working on that again later today, or I'm not going to do any more of it right now. Maybe later today, we're going to do that. So, in a nutshell, for Stash Down 2024, for the month of August, I have like 150 yards. That's it. July I only had like 400. August I have like 150. I'm not counting the fairy dust blanket yet because I haven't finished any of it and I haven't finished the project. I know for the Wavy Waffle Stitch blanket, I did count the balls of yarn as I finished them which is what I intend to do. So like I finished the green, and then I finished this whole project. So because the whole project is finished, then I will count the yarn that I used in the project. So I would say, well, maybe it's about, no, it's about 150 yards. And I haven't finished any of the yarn for the fairy dust cow. So I'm not going to count any of that until I either finish a ball or I finish the project. Because I know I had to calculate how many yards were needed for the project. So I will be able to tell you that once I finish the project. And then if I finish a ball, of course I'll know how many yards were in that ball. But I'm not going to try to break it down even further when how many I've used so far. I'm not even going to worry about it. So I know the number will jump for certain when I finish it at some point, or I finish a ball of yarn, and then we'll go from there. So 150 yards this month, not a lot, but I have been doing other things. I have been back at work. I have been crafting, just not with yarn all the time. So that's going to be it for this video. I do have a Happy Mail video coming up. I'm going to combine several things in that video because there were a couple of things that I got while I was in the States, and then a couple of things while I was in the UK, and then there were some things that were sent to me once I got home. So I'm just going to combine all of those things in one video. And then I have a couple of things I want to talk about from my trip from England. So I'm excited to share those things with you. And then there's a yarn haul video coming. And some puzzles. So I hope all of that sounds interesting to you. And if it doesn't, watch the ones you're interested in and don't watch the ones you're not. That's all I can do. So with that, I will leave you. As always, be well, be safe, and be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella!